Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jacob Diaz, welcoming you into Richmond Studios for a UI7 News Update. This week was the beginning of Lent for those of the Christian faith, but every year before Lent begins, the people of New Orleans throw one last huge gala before the week starts. CNN's Omar Jimenez was in Big Easy to take it all in.
In New Orleans, there is nothing like it. It's the culmination of a carnival season that began back in January, and people have been partying ever since. They've also been parading. More than 10 parades marching through New Orleans streets, including the Rex crew. Crews put on parades, and Rex reigns as the king of carnival.
Mardi Gras is a funny entity in that it is very satirical in nature, and we are essentially celebrating the freedoms we have in this country by, in a way, making fun of the old European traditions of a monarchy. We have a guy that is a good friend and a civic leader, and we make him king for a day.
Their crews stopped to toast at the city's famed Downman Mansion, like they've done every year for more than 100 years, despite a devastating fire there 2 weeks ago. And for the first time in Mardi Gras history, they toasted a female mayor. Now, amongst all the parades, there's of course the partying, and plenty of it. Some enjoying it more than others.
If it's worth the flight, come on down. Mardi Gras, this place doesn't close till next week.
Centered at the heart of all the fun, though, is tradition. Traditions that span more than a century, and traditions that help it live up to its nickname, the greatest free show on earth. In New Orleans, I'm Omar Jimenez reporting.
With Mardi Gras over, spring should be just around the corner, and with it, every May comes graduation. The university recently announced the commencement speaker for this year's ceremonies, Madison Industries CEO Larry Gies. Gies will take the podium just over 1 year after he and his wife invested $150 million in the College of Business, which has been named after his family. Gies, a Mendota native, holds a degree in accountancy from U of I and has spoken at the College of Business each of the last 25 years. His and his wife's gift to the university is the largest donation the university has ever received. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves talking about graduation and spring just yet. As Mother Nature reminded us this week, it's still winter. Looking ahead, things might just be starting to change though. We are seeing some snow outside here in Champaign-Urbana right now with a high temperature of about 30 degrees today. Tonight, temperatures are only going to get down to about 28 degrees and things will warm up into the 40s this weekend. But expect to see some rain, which could get here as early as Friday evening. We'll wrap up this update in Idaho, where 2 little boys are being called heroes right now for saving their bus driver's life. As CNN's Anna Silver explains, a normal ride home could have gone very differently if these boys hadn't jumped into action.
27th, Larry Borchard says he was on a routine route to drive West Canyon Elementary students home when he got a massive headache and lost his vision.
The last thing I really remember is trying to get the bus parked and safely take care of the kids.
That's when these 2 young boys spring into action.
So I went up there and I said, "Hey Larry, you okay?" It was just a normal bus ride, and my friend Larry had a little heart attack or a stroke.
Jacob Ferris says he knew there was only one thing to do.
I was thinking of the criminal justice shows, and then I was thinking 911. And I'm telling them, call it now.
The boys say they stayed on the phone with dispatch to tell them where they were located. Now they've been honored for their bravery with coins from first responders at a special assembly.
He's so nice to me, and he's an amazing bus driver. I feel happy, and I missed him. He's my best friend.
And the feeling goes both ways.
They're my heroes. I get very emotional when I talk about them and what they did. They did for me, you know, and I was trying to do what was best for them.
Some little heroes indeed. So be sure to like us on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that little bell icon to make sure you never miss the latest stories. That's all for this UI7 News Update, but be sure to tune in at 2 o'clock for a very special update with Isabella Perez. As always, you can see more of our stories and today's biggest news on UI7 News at 5. This has been your 1:30 News Update. I'm Jacob Diaz. Have a good afternoon.